As you were at the top of the table over in League One with Moneybags FC, Birmingham running away with it. But what about Wycombe Wanderers? They've shot all the way up to second spot. Can they make it all the way? We'll take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about matchday number 14, I believe, over in League One. And we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. You want one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers, League One, World Football. We're going to all hear under one rooski. That's right. The lead to the top is now just 3 points. And Wrexham are still hanging on as well. It's actually could be quite spicy in the race for the big one, the big house. We'll get to it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to the members. Of course, big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash your subscribe. What we're going to do now is turn the clock back, way back to, of course, pre-FA Cup. Bring you back up to date with the prediction league and all that kind of jazz. And of course, look forward to the next round of games. So sit tight, hold tight. And here we bloody well go. Alrighty then, folks, let's turn the clock back to the last full fixture list over in League One and bring you back up to date with the results, including that one there, Mansfield Town and Birmingham 1-1 in the end. Who saw that one coming? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. Reading with a big one, they win over Bristol Rovers. They are not to be sniffed at either. And Bolton with a big one, they win over Peterborough to start their recent climb up the table. They're now in those playoffs. We'll talk about those in a minute. Cambridge doing bits, one of the winners over Burton. They ain't no slouches. Charlton 2, Wrexham 2. Bit of a thriller at the Valley. Huddersfield are back. Also with a 2-0 win as well. It is spicy in that table. Lincoln City with a 2-1 win over Stockport, who took a slump there. Northampton Town with a big 3-0 win over Crawley. Rotherham with a 2-0 win over Stevenage in the Steve Evans derby. The Shrews losing to Barnsley. Wycombe with a 3-0 win over Leyton Orient. And a bit of a thriller down at Bluefield Road. 2-2 in the end. Wow. What about, of course, the table? As you see it, it is Birmingham rising up there with just one defeat this season. Of course, Wycombe hot on their heels and a win for them. They could actually leapfrog them in the process. Wrexham, though, they're waiting in the wings as well. They could sneak into the top two with a win and everything else goes their way. Mansfield, Lincoln, Bolton, Huddersfield. Look how tight it is. Barnsley, Reading, Stockport. From 10th upwards, it is bloody tight. And I wouldn't even keep an eye out for Exeter, Charlton, Peterborough, Rotherham, Blackpool. I still think a lot of those guys can kick into gear. And look at Cambridge. They're on the bloody rise. 3 wins on the bounce. Excellent stuff for them in the league. Of course, we've had an FA Cup game. Has that dented people's confidence? We'll see shortly. Of course, don't forget we have this an updated. In fact, this is the old one, the old school leaderboard from way back when, prior to the barge, prior to everything, prior to my UK visit. This is what it was. Now, this is what it is. I'm getting bang up to date with everything. All the ones have been tallied, and we now have our leader. Andy Speak is level with Case Giffgaff on 72 points. Bit of a gap between themselves and Preston Hinterland. Frosty's up there in fourth with Shane O'Donnell also in the mixer. That is that. Don't forget, we keep on going, guys, with the Prediction League. There it is. There's the link. Get involved, get invested. And, of course, we'll see you next time around, of course. These are the next games. Absolute spicy ones up the head, including Barnsley, Rotherham. We'll get to that in a minute. Birmingham, Northampton Town, Peterborough, Cambridge in form, and the Battle of the W's. But let's start. And again, we are doing these a little bit hopscotchy right now. So we're gonna start with a trip to Barnsley as they take on Rotherham. So bear with me. We're not doing the overhead this time around, the flying around, because I just really don't have the time. I'm trying to do these before I hit the road. But anyway, let's get cracking. Over at Oakwell, it's Barnsley under Darryl Clark up against Rotherham and Steve Evans, of course, coming at you on November the 11th. That's right. Is that right, November the 11th? It might have been pushed. I have it down as November the 8th. We'll see. Actually, they play in, yeah, they do, November 11th. Anyway, coming at you, Barnsley, Darryl Clark, 58% form for them right now. Just one defeat in the last 6 up against Rotherham. Just one win in the last 5 for Steve Evans' boys. They played 11 times since 2001. We have 6 wins for Barnsley, just 1 win for Rotherham. It's been 4 draws between the two sides. Barnsley are sitting in 8th right now, 22nd in the table, up against Rotherham, who are 14th, 17 points to their name. Their last time they played at this venue, it was a 1-0 win for Barnsley, who've done the double over Rotherham the last time that these two sides were in the same division, which was in the 2020-2021 season in the Championship. I'd have basic odds if I have any. I don't have any odds actually for this game, so a bit of a mysterious one coming at you on this. But I'm backing Barnsley to continue that recent run of events against Rotherham. 2-1 winners at Oakwell to maintain their push for the playoffs. Next up, we go to Burton Albion. They've taken on Shrewsbury. That's coming at you the 9th of November. Tom Hounsell's in charge now for Burton currently, and they're all the way down into 24th, rock bottom, but they're coming into this on the back of a win. We'll talk about that in a minute. Shrewsbury, though, 17% form, just like that of their host, Burton. Just won in the last 6. but that's 4 defeats on the spin for Paul Hurst. 23rd in the table with 8 points. So this is, of course, a monster game for both sides, both must-win territory. They played 25 times in 2003, 6 wins for Burton, 13 wins for Shrewsbury. There's been 6 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at the Pirelli, it was a 1-0 win for Burton back in December 2023. As the one and only win in the last 5 against them, Shrewsbury typically win this game, but they're coming in on the back of a 2-1 loss to Salford in the Cup. Burton did squeak through to the second round with a 1-0 win over Scarborough. Maybe, just maybe, that gives them the boost that they need coming at you. Burton are 6-5 for the victory here. 11-5 is just Shrewsbury. 12-5 is the draw. I think I might be leaning towards a draw because both sides are pretty shitty. But maybe not. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. Surprise you all. To make it back-to-back wins for the new guy in the helm at Burton Albion. Next up, we go to Wales. That's right, it's Wrexham against Mansfield, also on Saturday, November the 9th. Phil Parkinson's Wrexham sitting in third, 25 points to their name, up against Mansfield. 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. It's third Wrexham up against fourth Mansfield, coming at you at the Racecourse Stadium. Played 19 times since 2005. 9 wins for Wrexham, 5 wins for Mansfield. There's been 5 draws between these two sides. The last time they played at Wrexham, it was back in March 2024 in League 2. Of course, when both these two sides got promoted at the end of the campaign. Wrexham have won back-to-back games over Mansfield. However, it's not the double. They actually beat them in the Cup. FA Cup last year. They actually drew with them in the league at Mansfield. But Wrexham on the back of a 2-2 draw against Charlton. They'll be taking on Harrogate. Will probably on Sunday. I don't know when this video goes out. It might be Monday, it might be Sunday. Mansfield taking on Curzon and Ashton as well, same day. So again, guys coming into this on a questionable bit of form. 11-8 on is your Wrexham favoured here. 10-3 is your away win. 29-10 the draw. I'm going to go with a Wrexham victory though. 3-2 win. Goal fest in it. Plenty of drama. Mansfield, I'm just surprised that they're doing so well. But Wrexham should be. Should put this in the win column here. They should be winning this game. And again, keeping their dreams alive. What about these guys? Moneybags FC is Birmingham. It's Northampton Town coming at you at St Andrews. Chris Davies' boys unbeaten in the last 5 matches. They sit top with 29 points to the name. Up against the Northampton Town, who've got a good bit of form right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 5. They're on 18th with 15 points to the name. They played 3 times in 2015. 1 win for Birmingham, 1 win for Northampton. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. The last time they played at this venue, they've never played at this venue, actually. They've all played at the Six Fields. And all 3 of those games, the 1-1, the lost 1, and the draw 1, have been friendlies. So they haven't really played competitively. Birmingham on the back of a 7-1 win over Fulham in the Football League Trophy. Goodness, the J Stansfield Derby. 7-1 when it was there. They're taking on Sutton United in the Cup, yet to take place. Northampton Town taking on somebody in the Cup. I think they must be playing right now because I don't see it in the list. But the bookies for this one, Birmingham are 4-1 on for the victory. 11-1 is just Northampton Town. 9-2 is the draw. Should only be 1 winner here. I'm going to go with a big win as well. 3-0 winners. Birmingham really starting to click into gear right now. And can they be caught? Well, that's to be seen. Of course, we'll wait on. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers taking on Lincoln City coming at the Memorial Stadium. That's right. Bristol Rovers under Matthew Taylor sitting in 17th with 16 points to the name. Just 2 wins in the last 4 matches. Up against Lincoln City. 4 wins in the last 6. And back-to-back games or back-to-back wins for Marcos Kabula's boys. Played 20 times since 2003. 7 wins for Bristol Rovers. 8 wins for Lincoln City. There's been 5 draws between the two sides. With the last match played at this venue being a 1-1 draw back in September 2023. Lincoln are unbeaten against Bristol Rovers over the last 5, picking up 4 wins and just that 1 draw. In fact, they've scored, goodness gracious me, 11, 12, 13 goals against Bristol Rovers over the last 4. So do the math on that. It's averaging 3 goals a game. Lincoln on the back of successive away wins. They've taken on Cheshire in the Cup on the road. They're expected to win that game. Bristol Rovers did beat Western-super-Mare in extra time. Took a little bit longer to get over the line there. 21-10 is your Bristol Rovers. 5-4 is your Lincoln City. 12-5 is your away win here. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Lincoln City to continue their playoff dreams this season. Let's go to Crawley next as they take on Huddersfield Town. Coming at you on as well as the 9th of the 11th. Of course, Robert Elliott is the governor at Crawley. They have got 2 wins in the last 3 matches. Huddersfield under Michael Duff coming into this on the back of a defeat, a shock one against Tamworth in the Cup. 75% form for them right now. They've yet to play Crawley, so this will be the first time they have locked horns. Again, Huddersfield on the back of that loss to Tamworth in the Cup. Prior to that, back-to-back clean sheets in the league, up against Crawley, who squeaked past Maidenhead 2-1 win after extra time in the FA Cup. The odds for this one, though, we're looking at Crawley 3-1 for the victory, Huddersfield Town at 6-5 on for the victory, 11-4 the draw. Huddersfield Town should win this one, not by much. Going to go with a 1-0 win on the road for this. Then we go to the coast, or towards the coast, anyway. Exeter City up against Charlton Athletic coming at you at Exeter. St James's Park, the venue. Gary Caldwell, the governor there, 2 wins in the last 2 games, 11th in the table, 19 points to the name. Up against Charlton, unbeaten in the last 6 games. Nathan Jones has grinded them out, 12th in the table, 19 points to the name. They played 12 times in 2003, 2 wins for Exeter, 8 wins for Charlton. There's been 2 draws between the 2 sides. The last time they played at this venue, it was a 1-1 draw. Charlton are unbeaten against Exeter over the last 6. They've won 5 and they've drawn 1, and that draw was that last game at this very venue. Exeter on the back of a 5-3 thriller against Barnet in the FA Cup. Charlton on the back of a 7-goal thriller themselves in the FA Cup, squeaking past Southend in extra time. It took a little bit of a Brucey bonus. The bookies find it tight between these 2 sides. They've got Exeter 29-20. They have Charlton at 17-10, and the draw is at 5-2. I'm leaning towards a Charlton pointed to get a point, and that'd be deservedly so, because they seem to be drawing a lot of games to Charlton. I think this will be no different for them this time around. Let's go to Brisbane Road now as Leyton Orient take on Stevie Bruce's Blackpool. That's right, coming at you on the 9th of November. Leyton Orient under Richie Wellens, 2 wins in the last 6 games. They sit 20th with 11 points to their name against Blackpool. Back-to-back games now without a loss. They sit 30. They got 16th points on the board and sit 16th in the table. They played 6 times in 2006. Just 1 win for the Orient, 4 wins for Blackpool. There's been 1 draw between the 2 sides. The last time they played at Brisbane Road, it was a 1-0 win for the Orient, who got back-to-back clean sheets against Blackpool. Of course, the Tangerines on the back of a 2-0 win over the Gills, of course. The Orient losing to Wycombe in the league last time around. They were taking on Boreham Wood prior to this game. The bookies odds for this one then, we're looking at Orient 8-5 for the Richie, 8-5 is your Blackpool. Cannot be separated there. 12-5 is the draw. I think I am leaning towards a Tangerines victory though. And now that Stevie Bruce is back and of course pulling the strings, I think they'll get, it might not be pretty, but I think they'll get the 1-0 win on the road. Let's go to Posh now as Peterborough take on a resurgent Cambridge United side. We did say 3 wins on the bounce. That's actually been extended now to 4 wins on the bounce in all competitions under Gary Monk. Peterborough under Darren Ferguson on 58% form for them right now. 2 wins in the last 5. They sit 13th with 18 points to the name up against Cambridge, who are 21st with 10 points to the name. They played 9 times to 2015. 6 wins for the Posh, 2 wins for Cambridge, 1 draw between the 2 sides. The last time they played at this venue was a 5-0 tonking by Peterborough, who did the double over Cambridge last season in League One. They've won 3 in the bounce. In fact, they've got 3 clean sheets on the bounce against Cambridge. They're coming to us on the back of that 4-2 win over Newport County in the FA Cup. Cambridge with a 1-0 win over Woking. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 clean sheets on the bounce. In fact, they've only conceded 1 goal in the last 5 have Cambridge. The bookies, though, for this one, they look at Peterborough 11-8 on for the Richie, 7-2 is your Cambridge, 14-5 is the draw. I'd love it. I would love it to see if Cambridge can bounce back here, but I can't see it. I think Posh will have too much in the tank, despite their good bit of form. 3-1 win, Peterborough to beat Cambridge and their own backyard. Let's go to Stevenage now as they take on Reading. Of course, coming at you over at Stevenage. Stevenage under Alex Ravel, they are, of course, in 15th for the table with 17 points to the name. Just 1 win in the last 4. Up against Reading under Ruben Selles, just 1 defeat in the last 5. They sit 9th, 22 points to the name. They played 8 times since 2011. 2 wins for Stevenage, 4 wins for Reading. There's been 2 draws between the 2 sides. The last time they played at this very venue was a 1-0 win for Reading, who did the double over them last time around, back in the 23-24 season, and back-to-back clean sheets. They've only lost once against Stevenage in the last 6. Stevenage, of course, winning on penalties in the FA Cup against Guiseley most recently. Reading squeaking past Fleetwood Town with a 2-0 win to continue their good bit of form at the moment. The odds right here, right now, Stevenage are 21-20 for the victory, 5-2 is your Reading, 5-2 is the draw. Reading are good. I tell you now, they're good, but they're not that good. Going with a 1-1 draw, point on the road, continues their good bit of form right now, and I still think they're an outside bet for the playoffs. Into Stockport County against Bolton. What a game this will be, coming at you on the 9th of November. Dave Challoner's boys sitting in 10th with 21 points and then just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Bolton under Ian Everett, who's resurged this Bolton side back up to 6th in the table, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. They played 10 times since 1998. 4 wins for Stockport, 2 for Bolton, 4 draws, of course, in this Northwest Crunch clash. Last time they played competitively in the league was in the Championship at this venue, very venue. It was a 7-goal thriller going in favour of Stockport back in October 2000. They played a few times in the Cup, in the Football League Trophy, but realistically, the last time they played in the league was a long, long time ago. Stockport squeaking past Forest Green Rovers, the Vegans, 2-1 winners that was in the round 1. Bolton losing to Walsall of League 2 last round. Bit of a shocker there. 5-4 is your Stockport, 21-10 is your Bolton, 12-5 is the draw. I really don't know. Very hard to call this game, but I've gone 6-goal thriller. And of course, Stockport to continue their good bit of form against them in the end. But it'll be tighter than that. 4-2 win in the end. And then we've got the battle of the W's. It's Wigan, it's Wycombe. It's coming at the DW Stadium. Of course, Wigan under Sean Maloney is sitting in 19th at the table with 14 points. So they're on 50% form right now. 1-2, lost 2 and drawn 2. Up against Wycombe, unbeaten in the last 6 games, if not more than that. They've won 5 of them out, so they sit second, 26 points to the name. They've played 5 times, these two clubs, since 2003. 3 wins from Wigan, 1 win from Wycombe, 1 draw between the two sides. The last time they played at this venue, it was a 1-0 win for Wigan as they exchanged victories, both at Adams Park and the DW Stadium last time around. Wigan on the back of a 2-0 win over Carlisle after extra time. Wycombe didn't need extra time. 3-2 wins over York in the FA Cup to go through to round 2. 17-10 is your Wigan. 6-4 is your Wycombe. 12-5 is the draw. Gonna go with a draw again on this one. I've put a few draws in the mixer this time around. Gonna go with a 1-1 draw again. Wycombe would be happy with that. Continues the momentum. Continues the unbeaten start or an unbeaten run. This is the link for the Prediction League. Get involved. Get invested, guys, with your non-stop shop for League One continuing right here under one Rooski. That's what I've got. Don't forget to get your own predictions in as well. I look forward to seeing those. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. We are done.